Last night, I was asked, who is Australia best batsman? I immediately said Steve Smith because of his body of work. Tonight, I have put it in the poll and is asking you, who is Australia best batsman? Steve Smith or Travis Head? He is on 123, that's Travis Head, his third century of this Ashes series. He was just dropped by Will Jacks in the deep, but the score is now 209 for 2 as Neser is on 10 and Ed is on 123. Hello everyone and welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. Of course, this is not West Indies cricket. This is the Ashes, probably the biggest bilateral test series in the world. I appreciate your company as usual, and it is always my pleasure to be here with you. Whenever I'm here with you, I am on another level. I feel so good. I feel so happy, and I look forward to another night of banter and interactions. Welcome someone like Stephen Roach. Welcome to those who are traveling home and is listening to the Ashes. Those who are not able to watch it and is tuning in. And also those who are visually challenged, who are my special set of persons who I always reach out to. 209 for 2. Off the back foot goes Neser. He cuts, misses, it goes through to the keeper. The score remains at 209 for 2. Yes, so replying to England 386 all out, in which Joe Root played a fine innings for England yesterday, and no praises can be too high for Joe Root, his second century in this series. And he was very dominant yesterday, making 160. He was caught and bowled by Neser. He was the 9th batsman to be out. I think earlier I said that he came not out, but no, he was the 9th batsman to be out. He made 160 from 242 deliveries, and that was his second century. So Australia are 209 for 2 in their reply to 384 made by England. This is turning out to be a very, very interesting test match, and England will have to bat good in their second innings, unless they can trigger an Australian collapse as Potts bowls to Neser. Neser plays it back down the pitch forcefully. Neser can bat, and he's not a rabbit. He's certainly better than Courtney Walsh. But I'm really asking you to hit that thumbs up button, please, and share the feed, and subscribe to the channel and hit that thumbs up button. And please remember the so you may click on the link in the video description and access the Cricket Forum store on Amazon, and also COOFANDY. As I always told you, we are COOFANDY on and off stream. They are durable, they are stylish, it's men fashion. Check out COOFANDY. Cast bowler bouncer down the leg side to Travis Head, and he just allows it to go through to the keeper. The score remains at 202, 209 for 2. Australia batting, replying to 384 made by England. So this match has gone fast, Should Australia be batting at the close of play today, they will score another 200 and almost another 300 runs if they are batting at the close of play today. So they'll be very close to 500, and that would be a lead of over 100. Therefore, England will have to come out and bat good in their second innings. Failure to bat good in their second innings, then we could be looking at 4-1. But right now, Australia, they're only 174 runs behind, and by tea, they should be in front. Australia should be in front by tea. So I see it's interesting because a lot of persons think that Travis Head Although it's 67 to 33, but that's I never expect so many persons to be saying Travis Ed, but I think it is. I can understand persons who are saying Travis Ed. 210 for 2 after 48.3 overs. Ed is on. They continue to show the drop catch. He took his eye off the ball and closed his hands far too quickly. He was concentrating too much on the rope, but he was well second, so he didn't need to concentrate on the rope. Two slips goes down as Cars bowl to Neser, who shoulders as a number 4. Well, he's batting at number 4, so he's looking at as a number 4 shoulders arm and allows it to go through to the keeper. Yeah, he was far from the rope. He was well second. He was looking at the rope, took his eye off the ball too quickly. Wow, big miss. Travis had been dropped by Will Jack. 210 for 2 is the score. Cars is it. 2 slips goes down, bowls to Neser, who plays a forcing shot down to mid-off, and there is no run. So there's an orthodox field on the offside. When I said an orthodox field, I know that you guys understand it. Mean 2 slips a gully, backward point cover mid-off. So orthodox on the offside. There's a long leg and a mid-on. I don't know if the other fielder is backward of square leg on the boundary or is at mid-wicket, but I'm waiting to tell you. But it's basically an orthodox field. 2 slips a gully, backward point cover and mid-off, mid-on, and a long leg. Cars bowls to Neser, and he plays it brilliantly down backward of point for 4. He got the room. And for a moment there, if you never knew it was Neser batting, you would have thought that it was a Joe Root, because he plays that like Joe Root just now. Look at that shot from Neser. He played that well, 214 for 2. Oh, look at that. You would think that it is Joe Root. Good night, Double I Sports, West Indies Sports. Good night, man. Good night to you, to Athena. Welcome. Welcome to everyone. Welcome to the live Ashes watch along here. It's always a pleasure being with you. Check out the Cricket Forum store. So let's now watch now. They're bowling to Travis Ed, and to Travis Ed, the field spread far and wide. There's a man about 10 meters in, or probably 5 meters in from the third man boundary. There's a deep backward point. There's a long leg. There's a deep backward square leg. Potts, none for 79, bowls to Ed, and he plays it down towards third man, and the man has to dive to his left. He has to move to his left and then dive, and then they come back for 2-1. They stay on 1. 215 for 2. Back of a lead, Ed gives himself room and slash it down to third man, and the field has to dive to stop it. Good stop, you know. Was that a drop catch? It's a drop catch, you know. I thought he stopped it on the bounce, but it's actually a drop catch. But it's a great effort. Here is Pot, comes in, bowls to Neser, and he drives straight to the man at cover. That's looked good from Neser. Pitched up Pot, and Neser was into the drive. You know, Potts is really expensive here. None for 80 from 10 overs. Better he had played Bashir, wasn't it? So that was a good shot by Neser. Neser is liking this bowling now. He's on 14 from 70 deliveries. 2 slips on a gully, goes down. Potts to Neser. Neser edge it to gully. On the bunks. 215 for 2. Came on the front foot off the outside portion of the bat, and it goes to gully. And there is no run. So for Neser, it's an orthodox field, you know. The 2 slips, the gully, the backward point, the cover, the mid-off, the mid-on, and the man on the long leg boundary. There's one fielder, as I said, I cannot tell you where he is now. And I have to do these things because I have persons who are listening to and not watching. Potts bowls to Neser, who plays to mid-on. He looks good in defense, in behind that one. And he played it to mid-on. It's probably time for Joe Root, you know, and Will Jacks. It's time for Joe Root and Will Jacks. 2-15 for 2. So let's see now. There's also, okay, so I can tell you that ninth fielder is at, or they're just at mid-wicket. They are pushing him back now towards, he's going towards a square leg boundary, waiting to see if he's backward of square leg or in front of square leg. Comes in, bowls to Neser, and that one goes through outside the half stump. The score remains at 2-15. So when we saw the screen out just now, the fielder was running away from mid-wicket down towards deep square leg. So he's at backward square leg, as you see there now. So the field, as you see there, quite clear. The 2 slips, a gully, backward point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, deep backward square leg, and a long leg. Potts bowls to Neser, who drives magnificently through the covers down to the boundary for 4. Oh, he came on the front foot and he struck it clean like a whistle. 2-19 for 2. He moves up to 18. What a shot. End of over number 50. Australia rollicking along at 2-19 for 2. Jamor Small, what you saying? Good night to you, man. Yes, thank you for being here. Okay. Yes, yeah, you know, these matches starting this time of the evening, you can always do a 2-hour, you know, you can always do a 2-hour. I always like the matches that start early evening, 5:30, 6:30, or the matches that start 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, or even up to 5 o'clock. I always like those matches. Yes. Yes, so, yeah, man. So, over the wicket, bowls to Travis Head. He leaves, just drop the wrist. It looks ungainly, but he just dropped the wrist and let it go through. Colin saying, the Cricket Forum, can we loan Rutherford to our World Cup squad? I do not follow Colin, so can you want to expand on that some more? Loan Rutherford to our World Cup squad. The World Cup squad has been named, but Rutherford should be in it. I have not seen any release that the World Cup squad has been named as yet. I have not seen any such release. There are a number of squads going around like the one that I picked, and then there's one that was coming out of India that I showed you, I think 2 days ago. But I've not seen anything official from Cricket West Indies, and I still not seen anything. Still not seen anything for official from Cricket West Indies. The last squad that West Indies released was the under-19 squad. You know. Oh, yeah. Hit away by Neser. Mid-wicket comes to his left field. There's no run. The score remains at 2-20 for 2. Oh, so Colin, you're from South Africa. Okay. we really hope that he carries this form into the World Cup. We really need him, you know. But South Africa is a good team. South Africa have the clerk, the Quinton de Kock. They have the captain. He can bat. It's a good looking team they have, and they have some good bowlers. So here is Kars. He's bowling to Neser, who is an 18 and who is looking to play some shots. Kars over the wicket, bowls to Neser. Oh, my Lord! Oh, that looks like Jeffrey Dujan. It's creamed away through the covers for 4. Kars over pitch and look at Neser. Wow, that's a West Indian batting. What a square drive. Oh, sweet. Absolutely sweet. Oh, wow. Wow. Lovely square drive. The right knee bend, touching the ground as the full flow of the bat. And it goes away off the back foot. This time he strokes it to cover. Neser looking to play some shots, Athena. Neser looking to play some shot. Oh, my Lord. Sheldon Simic, good night, man. How you doing? Yeah, not a man move for true, Athena. Not a... were they admiring that shot? Do you think they were admiring that shot, Athena? They probably were. Not a man move. It's a he's showing off a new Jamor Small. That looks classic. That looks like a Jeffrey Dujan. Carlisle best maybe. As he turns this to mid wicket, the man comes around and field and they go through for a singer. One more to the total. 225 for 2. Neser moves to 23 and he will keep the strike. He's saying, Head, just watch what I'm doing here, man. Ed, you need to, you have a front row seat. Yeah. That was some Jeffrey Dujan, Carlisle Bess in that shot a while ago. Yeah, those are the two persons that I had come. Person would say that Greenwich is the best square cutter, but I'm talking about that particular square drive. It wasn't the cut. It was a square drive when the right knee touched the ground and full flow of the bat. As he hit it forward of point, down to the boundary for 4. It went down there quickly. Absolutely quickly. Sheldon Simmons said, have you reached out to Nikki P? No, Sheldon, but you know, I will. It's an idea you give me now, Sheldon. Maybe I could reach out to Nikki P. I could check out his Instagram page or so on and DM him and see. Yeah, I would reach out. I would reach out to him. I would reach out to him. Yes, Patrick David, that was a shot. It was really, really right out of the screw. I love that shot. I love it. You know, there's a, yeah, I love it. It was right out of the screw, right out of the screw. Sweet, sweet, sweet. You have to have confidence to play that shot. But Sheldon Smith, yes, I like the idea, Sheldon Smith. Thank you for the idea. I will definitely consider. Not consider. I think I've thought about it already. I'll reach out to him. I'll check to see how I can contact him. Reach out to him and see if he'll come on the show. And definitely, you have some more information for me, Sheldon? The champion said, have you seen DJ Bravo latest interview? No, I could check for it and look at it. Tell me some more about it, the champion. I haven't seen it. I have not seen it. So I have not reached out to Nikki P and I have not seen the Bravo interview, but I will do both. I'll try and listen to that interview. And tell me what it's about, the champion. Give me some snips of what he was saying in that interview. I'm very, very interested to learn what he was saying in that interview. Jamal Sumal is saying that shot made me feel like I need to go into the net to practice. Yeah, man, it was a shot. It was a shot. Stuart Williams played a shot at Queen's Park Stadium. After we bowled out England for 46, that was just as good. Oh, yeah, I don't remember the shot, but Stuart Williams was someone who could play that shot too. Yeah, yeah, yes. But the two persons that really stick in my mind is Jeffrey Dujan and Carlisle Bess. Those two persons would play those shots, you know. It's on the Beard Before Wickets podcast with Mo Ali. Okay, cool. Yeah. But you want to give me a quick synopsis of what he was the theme of what the interview was about. It would be interesting. We can always discuss it here. Wow, you know that the poll is 50-50 between Travis Ed and Steve Smith. The poll is 50-50, and I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that the poll is 50-50. Here is pot bowler short delivered to Neser, and he ducks underneath it, 225 for 5. If you agree, like I do, that Test cricket is the purest form of the game, and the best batsman in Test cricket is the best batsman overall, then I can see why you would vote for Steve Smith, because Steve Smith is clearly the best Test batsman in Australia. Should you be pragmatic and you are looking at it that there are 3 forms of cricket, and Travis Ed is consistently doing well in all 3 formats at the international level, but Steve Smith doesn't play all 3 formats, then you would have to say that Travis Ed is the best batsman in Australia. So I am not surprised that it is 50-50. Because I think last night somebody asked me the question, and I said right away Steve Smith, because of his body of work. Travis Ed is in good form now, but good form doesn't materialize into a body of work over 15 years. So for Steve Smith to be still averaging above 50, then that's a greater body of work than what the form that Travis Ed is in. But if you look at it in all 3 formats, then you would have to give Travis Ed. So I'm not surprised that it is 50-50. The score remains at 226 for 2 with Travis Ed on 126 and Neser on 24. So no squad as yet, Garth Williams, except for the speculations, but no squad as yet. So we await, and as I said, West Indies will take it right down to the wire. The field for Travis Ed is spread far and wide. That's the best way to describe it to you. Far and wide. He turns that one to square leg, the man in front of square, and there is no run. 226 for 2. They just scattered all over the place for Travis Ed. As much as I love to watch Travis Ed, but Steve Smith is the man for me in Test cricket. Yeah, well, clearly. And that's why I made the point, Jamor Small. Let's watch this delivery first, Small. Potts bowls to Ed, taken on the tie pad as he looked to turn it into the onside, and there is no run. So that's why I made a point. Test cricket is the highest standard, the purest form of the game. And the man who is the best Test batsman is usually considered the best batsman. But then when you look at the other 2 formats and you look at Travis Ed performances in the other 2 formats too, and his performance in Test cricket, those who think that he's a better batsman than Steve Smith, at least presently, you can't fault those. You know, you can't fault those for their opinion. He talks about him being removed from the captaincy and Darren Sammy taking over. He also talk about how the song Champion was made with him being in the dark, in a dark mental space. Okay, wow. Well, that's last sentence is, I never know that. That's something new. I mean, I know that he always talk about the captaincy issue. But that last sentence is something new. I never knew that the champion. I'm going to have a listen and hear what he has to say. But it's good though. It's good though that he could come out of it. Eh? It's good. It's good. It's good. Let's watch Cars. Bowls to Neser, who just stand up tall and guide it to backward point. There is no run. The score remains at 2-26 for 2. Afina is saying that Ed is above the Ed, but Simit is just too good. Fair enough. Fair enough. He also pointed the fact that West Indies did Nicholas Pooran something why he left. Interesting. Interesting. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Cars bowls to Nestor, taken on the tie-padded balloons in the air to where silly mid-on would have been. The fielder from mid-wicket comes in and picked up. The champion, you recall some time ago, think probably about before the hurricane. And I was making the point that I don't think Nicholas Pooran would return to the West Indies team unless Sammy is removed as coach. You know, that's the next poll. I'm going to do a poll on that. I'm going to do a poll on that. Who is more important to West Indies cricket, Nicholas Pooran or Darren Sammy? I have to do a poll. I have to end this poll. It's still 50-50. Travis said just gone ahead, but it's still, I think that's a very more interesting poll. I just think so. So who is more important to West Indies cricket? Who has a higher ceiling for West Indies? Who is more important to West Indies cricket? Since two bull can't reign in one pen, who would you prefer? Who's more? Two bull can't reign in one pen. So Nicholas Pooran will not return unless Sammy leave. And probably, you know, it's deeper than that though, you know, the champion. Because is this a decision review? They're saying that it hit the boot first. That this looked to be a decision review. I never realized. Who's more? Very interesting. Is it the boot or the so they're reviewing it? You can't give that out. You just can't give that out. Let the man bat on and play some shot. He's gonna play some shots now. This is going to be very interesting cricket, you know. Since two bull can't reign in one pen, who do we prefer in West Indies cricket? Pooran the batsman, or who will contribute more to West Indies cricket? Pooran the batsman, it hit him outside half though. Oh, well. So all of that to say that it hit him outside half. Pooran the batsman, Sammy the coach. But how did I put it a while ago? Who is more important to West Indies cricket? Who? Who will bring more benefit to West Indies cricket? All right, so that's the poll. this one is gonna cause some controversy. Yeah, so I was saying about Darren Bravo now. Darren Bravo interview, you have to sort of try and put it into context, because you know that Darren Bravo, not Darren Bravo, Dwayne Bravo. Dwayne Bravo would want to be the coach of the West Indies team. So you have to understand the public relation, the spinning that is going on in those interviews too, because he would have probably knows that majority of the West Indies would want to see Pooran in the team. And he would understand that majority of the persons in the West Indies will go for Pooran over Sammy. And so if he can build up that anti-Sammy sentiment, get rid of Darren Sammy, he think that they may well appoint him as coach, and he is now selling the idea that I can get Pooran back into the team. But Pooran is not going to play under Darren Sammy. That's my thought process, that's all my conspiracy. But you don't take these things straightforward. There's a lot going on. Ed does not have class of Simit, who, like Steve, started more of a bowler. Sheldon Simit is saying. Down the leg side, 227 for 2. Ed is on 126. Neser is on 24. Good night, Desmond Gardner. Desmond Gardner, as usual, tuning in from Canada. Watching Root bat is a joy, Mr. Brown. Do you ever see Lawrence Rowe bat? If you ever see him bat, who would change your mind? I saw Lawrence Rowe bat once, briefly, one Monday evening. I've never seen him bat apart from that. Briefly, one Monday evening, just before the umpires called bad light at Shedwin Park, and Marshall was running in. Yeah, Marshall was running in from the football field end. I was going to say the KNP's end, but there are KNP's both ends. The football field end. And Lawrence Rowe was batting towards the road, and Marshall was running in. Probably watch about 2 or 3 overs. It was exciting, very, very exciting. I think Padmore was the other bowler. Padmore was the other bowler. But what was interesting to me, what made a lasting impression on me? First of all, I wasn't seeing the ball that Marshall was bowling. I wasn't seeing it. The other time when I see it is when it made contact with the bat, but I wasn't seeing the ball. But what made a lasting impression on me that evening was Herbert Chang. He was chipping what is happening here? Another review? Was it bat that? It's clear that the bat that touched the ground. He was chipping before Padmore let go the ball. So Padmore was bowling spin, and Chang was even chipping before he let go the ball, and Padmore couldn't get the ball to pass him. Yeah, but I've never seen him bat. I've never seen him bat extensively. Sheldon Smith is saying that Nicky P will not play under pressure, duress. I don't understand that, because international sport is pressure. International sports by its own nature brings about pressure. Any form of international sport. Cricket, sport on a whole, even franchise cricket brings about pressure. So I don't quite understand Sheldon. Bravo is the coach of Knight Riders around the world. He does not need West Indies. Plus, he will not come without Pollard. You are wrong, Sheldon. You are wrong. You see, coaches have a big ego, you know. And although he's the coach of Knight Riders around the world, to coach West Indies, the ego, you know, because he would believe. Let me tell you about the ego now, Sheldon. What's going to kick in? He wants to prove to everybody that he's the best coach, and he can coach West Indies to become a winning team, right? You know, and you know, so that's not true, Sheldon. If Bravo is offered the job to coach West Indies a morning, him run come. Yeah, him run come. I agree that Nicholas Pooran is more important than Sammy also. It's a bit difficult for me to keep responding. I am on the road. Okay, the champion. Okay, understand. So, all right, all the best. Keep listening though. Thanks for your input. Thanks for your input. Let me look at the poll and see what the poll is saying. 67% is say Pooran is more important than Sammy. Okay, keep the votes coming in. And remember to check out the Cricket Forum store and also COOFANDY. The links are in the video description. Check them out, man, and support the Cricket Forum store. Buy something from the Cricket Forum. All the logistics is done by Amazon. So it's an Amazon storefront. So just click and check it out. And all the logistics is done by Amazon. Everything is done by Amazon. All I do is talk about it. So just check it out. Much appreciated. 232 for 2. Ed is on 129. Neser is on 24. When the cricket slow down, I have to spend more time with the live chat, you know. And so Ed turned this down to back with a square leg. The man comes off the boundary and they walk a single. So one more to the total. You know, one more to the total. The score is now 233 for 2. YXL Tosa. Blessed New Year to you too, man. And as I wish everyone, I always wish everyone that they will make more money this year than they made last year. And also that you will have a closer relationship with your family and your God. For in the end, that's what really matters. Your relationship with your family and your God is what really matters. Those are the things that really matter. So blessed New Year to you too, boss. 233 for 2. Cars bowls to Ed, and Ed steer that into the offside, and they run hard for 1. They will come back for 2. No. A bit of negative cricket being played here by England. You know, it's 232 for 2. I could understand if it was Ed was batting with, say, well, you would say Neser is a number 8. But a number 8 is not tail, and he has shown that he can bat. He has what, faced 87 deliveries, and he's on 24, and he played a cover drive. But that wasn't the shot of the day. It was the square drive that was the shot of the day. Cars to Neser. Neser ducks under a short delivery, goes through to Simit, no run. 234 for 2. Where's Stephen Roach? You know? TNT players and coaches have not had a fair time for the West Indies. You know that almost everyone would say that though, Stephen Roach. It is just like me. Just like me. If I say that let's watch this delivery to Neser from Cars. Over the wicket, balls to Neser. Neser swayed away and allows it to go through out to the keeper, and there is no run. If I say that Edmire is the best batsman in the West Indies, you will see a number of comments that me are the best analyst of cricket in the West Indies, because I said Edmire is the best batsman in the West Indies. But if next week I said that Moti should not be in the West Indies team, you would hear that I don't like Guyanese. Cars bowls to Neser, edged off to Simit, is gone 234 for 3. So Neser goes back in a way, pushes back at it. I think ever since he got the hit on his hand, he wants to come off to go and get it checked. He backed away. The ball seemed a little took the outside edge, and he is out caught by Simit. So Neser goes. Cars gets his first wicket in this match. Neser goes for 24 from 90 deliveries. But that's a lot of, that's 15 overs he alone faced. So he faced 15 overs. That's a lot of works in the legs of the English batsman. And Steve Simit wasn't scored a century for a while. You know him, he needs an innings now. What mood is he in? What mood is Steve Simit in? Yes, so if I say that Edmire is the best batsman in the West Indies, the Guyanese would say that I'm the best analyst of cricket in the West Indies. But if next week I say Moti is not up to international standard, the Guyanese would say that I ate Moti. No, not Moti, I ate Guyanese. They would say I ate Guyanese. Why I ate Guyanese? I always speaking on Guyanese. That's what they would say, So, Edmire is the best batsman. Oh, the cricket forum are the best thing. Next week, Moti shouldn't be in the West Indies team. You're always speaking on Guyanese. You don't like Guyanese. So it's the same thing that Sheldon is doing now. Sheldon is saying that Trinidad and Tobagans are always being treated fair by West Indies cricket, unfair by West Indies cricket. But every country can say that, So if every country is saying that, then that means that it is not true, Garth Williams is asking Sheldon a question. Down the leg side, first delivered to Simit as they look to get him out. I'm on the island listening the excellent commentary. Enough blessings, said Carlton Ayman. So you're in Jamaica. Good that you're here, Carlton Ayman. Yeah, night watchman down. Yes, he's gone. Yeah. Good that you're here, Carlton Ayman, man. I hope you're enjoying the country, although if you go to the western side, well, it's much better now than it was a month ago. A little over a month ago, man. Yes, it was really depressing a little over a month ago. Cast to Steve Simit, lovely delivery. Back off a length, squared him up, goes through to the keeper, no damage done. 234 for 3. Ed remains on 131. Simit is yet to score. There comes Simit and his antics. Yeah. Athena, there was a time when I never used to enjoy Simit antics, but I get, you know, I start enjoying it though. You know, I, I don't know if I enjoy it, but I accept it. I like to see it. I'm not going to say I enjoy it, but I like to see it. I like to see it. You know, it's something that I like to see. There was a time when I couldn't deal with it. I used to hate him for it. But no, yeah, I have moved past that and I like to see it. Travis Head looks to pull down the leg side, misses, goes through to the keeper. It appears that Travis Head have become boring with the batting. So that is good from England to make Travis Head becomes boring. Because if you can get the batsman to become boring, you can out him. 131 he is, 234 for 3. Steve Smith is yet to score. The last batsman out was a night watchman Neser for 24 from 90 deliveries. Yesterday, Labachain made 48 and Weatherall made 15. Potts over the wicket, balls to Travis Head with a short delivery that followed him. He was about to slash it, but then he dropped the wrist and allowed it to go through to the keeper. 234 for 3. Head remains on 131. So you saw Lawrence throw, but in a test match versus England at Sabina Park and also at Jarry Park against Barbados. I sleep on a tough bench just to see him travel 130 miles. I was 15 years old at the time. Okay. Hit away, down towards him. Oh, gone over his head. Wow. What was he doing on the deep backward square leg boundary? It was short. Was it Jacks again? Yes, it's Jacks again. He cannot catch anything. He should have been back on the boundary. We're going to watch this. Is it 4 or 6? Look at that. What is he doing? What is Will Jacks doing? I think it's 1 bounce 4. Yeah, 1 bounce 4. 238 for 3. He moves up to 135. Here's Spots. Over the wicket, balls to him, and he pulls all along the ground this time, down to fine leg for a singer. He moves up to 136. The score moves up to 239. He can't catch a call for true Carlton Amon. Should England give Khawaja a guard of honor? Garth Williams, I wish you had come earlier with that, because the poll that I just started, I can't end that poll right now and start this one. But that's a very, very good one, Garth Williams. Let's hope Ed and Simit bats for a while. And so after lunch, we could do that poll, eh? Yeah, let's hope Ed and Simit bats for a while so we could do that poll after lunch. Jacks need to be back in the box. Yes. Sheldon Smith is saying that Khawaja has not done enough for a guard of honor, but Australia gave Brathwaite one. You know, Sheldon. And in all due respect, I see Khawaja as a better performer than Brathwaite. So I don't know. I don't know, but it would have been a very interesting poll. But I just can't end this one to do that poll. You know, it was very interesting. Give me your thoughts in the live chat. Let me hear what you are saying. Should Khawaja get a guard of honor from the English? Probably in the second innings. Oh, that was Harry Brook that time. Okay, cool. Thank you, Mikel. Over the wicket, balls to Simitu, steered it away down to where Gully would have been. And the score remains at 239 for 3 after 56 overs. He misjudged the ball, probably. Was it Brook, though? Jacks. I would love to see it again, though, Mikel. $136 for Travis Head. Simit has faced 4 deliveries, yet to get off the mark. Australia 239 for 3. in reply to England 384 all out. They are 145 runs behind. And England is slowing down this cricket. You know, the field is spread far and wide. Very far, very wide. As Cars bowls to Ed, they are bowling very straight to Ed. And when I say very straight, they are bowling at his body. They are not giving him anything outside his half stump. So he's trying to back away and give himself room to play the ball through the half side. But the English are bowling over the wicket. The right-handers are bowling over the wicket to the left-hander, and they're bowling very straight to him. They're bowling under his short ribs, back of a length, rising towards his short ribs. They don't get it correct every time, but that's the aim. They are not machines, so they won't be able to nail it every time. Cars bowls to Travis Head, and he cuts away down to the man at cover who has to move to his right, and they will go through for a single. 240 for 3. Ed moves up to 137. Steve Smith, yet to score, comes into strike, the captain of Australia. So let's see the field now. This is more orthodox. So 1, 2, 2 slips, a gully, a leg slip, a cover point, a mid-off, a mid-on, a mid-wicket, and a man on the long leg boundary. So it's a 5-4 field. It's a 5-4 field. You have a leg slip and a long leg. Bowls to Simmet, covers up, plays it to mid-on, and there is no run. So I'm going to tell you the 4 fielder on the onside. It's a mid-on, a mid-wicket, a leg slip, and a man at long leg. On the offside, you have 2 slips, a gully, backward point, and a mid-off. So there's a big gap between backward point and mid-off. So as a result, they just push the mid-off a little round to his left, you know, but he's still at mid-off. Is more like a wideish mid-off. They're trying to get him to cover 2 field. Cars to Simmet, bowls to Simmet, and he drives in that gap down to the boundary for 4. He just came on the front foot and eats it for, oh, the ball is slowing up, sorry. And Ben Stokes gave chase, and they second for 2. I thought it was 4, but he just drive it in that big gap, which I don't think the English mind. It was in the air for a long time, but as I said, there's no cover. There's a backward point and a mid-off, and Ben Stokes had to chase. He doesn't mind. He was just hitting it in the gap, and they come back for 2. So Simmet is off the mark. He's on 2. The score goes up now to 242 for 3. Steve Simmet, the Australian captain, is up and running. We're over number 57. 2 slips and a gully goes down as he turned that away to in the gap between mid-wicket and mid-on, and he moves up to 3. The score is 243 for 3. 243 for 3 with 1 to come in over number 57. So Simmet in Sydney Cricket Ground. Oh, that's his stats at the Sydney Cricket Ground. He averages 64 at this ground. I think it's his home ground too for Sheffield Shield Cricket. Yeah, he plays for New South Wales. Cars bowls to Head, and Head swings this away down to deep mid-wicket. Oh, what a shot. You have a man at cow corner on the boundary, and you have a man at deep mid-wicket on the boundary, and Travis Head was able to pick the gap. Look at that. Look how close those 2 fielders are on the boundary, and none of them could stop it. And Sydney is not all that small. They run 4. Do you remember when they ran 4? England run 4 in their innings. I think it was Root and Brooks batting. In the interview, said the champion, he also says that West Indies won't bring him and Pollard in because they are going to say things as it is and won't kiss ass, and they would get vexed at them because of that. In the interview, he said that. I don't know how many of you know Butch Stewart. You would have probably heard the name and you would have probably seen him because he was a Caribbean man, although he started his business in Jamaica, but you know, of Sandals in Barbados. Since Sandals opened in St. Vincent and the Grenadines a year or two ago, there has been a tourism boom. I think there's a Sandals in St. Lucia too. But I know the biggest boom is really in St. Vincent and the Grenadines since Sandals opened. And you know Gordon Bush Stewart. He was a billionaire. You know that. And I was at a function where he was a guest speaker. And he said, let me tell you something. You can't talk everything same time. Sometimes you know some things and you want to say it, but you can't say it. It's probably 5-10 years before you can say it. You know? So, Bravo and Pollard can't have it both ways. They can't. If Cricket West Indies decide to give them the job, they can't have it both ways. There are some things that they will not be able to say if they are in the job. If they say those things, they will have to kick them out. You know, it's just the world, and I said no less a person than Bush Stewart explained that to me. Simit gets another single, so he's up to 4. You can't say everything same time. There are some things that you just cannot say. You can't say everything same time. Right away, not mean same time, right away. There are some things you just cannot say right away. You know. So 248 for 3. Yeah, it's a big crowd. It's a big crowd for a third day match. It's for a third day of a match. Down the leg side, and it goes through to the keeper. Is Travis Ed from New South Wales too? No, Steve Simit is from New South Wales. I think Travis Ed is also from New South Wales, you know. So it's probably 2 New South Wales player batting. No, South Australia. It's from South Australia. Okay. It's a South Australia man. Down the left side, he allows it to go through, and there is no run. Patrick Davis said, "Why can't the West Indies release the World Cup squad? Something is not right. It's just West Indies. That's just West Indies. That's just West Indies. You know, that's just West Indies." You know, over the wicket, balls to Ed down the leg side. That stick him up, but he drops it down, and there's no run. It's 248 for 3. So the champion and Athena and Sheldon. Imagine, and I put it in Bush Stewart context. Imagine probably Gordon Bush Stewart walk into a bank and he needs $1 billion to borrow. But him don't like the bank manager because, you know, the bank manager might have done something that him don't appreciate. Him can't go talk that. Him can't go talk that. And you notice another thing that I know? Everybody will always talk their mind. Everybody will always talk their mind. They are not usually rich, you know. Yeah. Yeah. There's some things you can't talk right away, man. Steve Smith covers up and play it back down the pitch. There are just some things that you cannot talk right away. Remember, Phil Simmons got fired the first time for talking his mind. But that's how it goes, Sheldon Smith. That's how it goes, you know. That's how it goes. And that's why I told you that Bush Stewart, one of the richest men to come out of the Caribbean, said it. You got no fans. They say, who do you want to replace Amarin? I don't want Amarin to be replaced. I want Wilcock and those guys to be replaced. I want Berardo and Wilcock and those guys I want to be replaced. I want Ratcliffe to be replaced. I want somebody to buy out the club and somebody to give Amarin the players that he wants. Is there a new development? Was he sacked today? But Amarin comes out firing at the press conference yesterday, so he may well get sacked. Because that's the same thing we're talking about here. As Simit plays that one to mid-wicket and there's no run. 248 for 3. We are over number 59. England is out of review. They burn up their review already. Yeah. Outside the half stump, through to the keeper, and there is no run. He gave the example that if he say fix the wicket pitches and they don't fix it, he will have something to say. Oh, well, that's all right. I can live with that. Yeah, I don't think that will get him in trouble with the board. Remember, you know, when all is said and done in the champion, you have to respect your employers, you know. But I don't think something like that would get him in trouble. I mean, that's something. I don't think it would get him in trouble. Simit plays this to mid wicket and there's no run. Patrick Davies said, "Mr. Brown, your son chirpy tonight." Aren't I always chirpy, Patrick? And being here with you guys, it's always fun. It's always fun being here with you guys. Probably last night I wanted to sleep after they come back from lunch, and that's why probably I don't do the watch along after lunch, lunch, because that's after 9, and a lot of you guys even start sleeping that time too. So the conversation wasn't as rich and as colorful as it was before lunch. 248 for 3 and 59 overs have been bowled. Potts, none for 95 from 15. One of the times he was going for over 8 runs and over. He's only going for 6.33 now, so that comes down a lot. He was going for over 8. The champion said that, "I agree with you because he would never do such a thing with MS Dhoni." Yeah, not true. Yeah, true. Australia is about the same size as the USA, but the same population as New York. Yeah, 248 for 3 has stung down the leg side and head pull and misses. Oh, Amarin was sacked today. Well, wow. Thank you. That's news to me. I wasn't up to date. I wasn't up to date with that one today. Honestly, I was up to that with that one today because I was. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. So yeah, Amarin was sacked. Amarin was sacked today. Well, I'm sort of happy for him. I'm definitely happy for him. I'm happy for him because he is out of that toxic environment. The environment at United is very toxic. So they'll probably bring in Darren Fletcher to be an interim coach, one of the boys. Down the leg side, swing and a miss, 249 for 3. Steve Smith is on 4. Ed is on 142. So they'll probably bring in Darren Fletcher to be one of the boys. 249 for 3. Ed on 142. Steve Smith is on 4. We're just about 20 minutes away from lunch. 23 minutes to exact. I think the Australian clock is 1 minute behind mine. So mine is right, but their one is yeah. No, I never. No, today was a busy day for me. Today was a busy day. After back foot goes Steve Smith, and he crunches it through the covers for 4. Oh, what a shot! Right up on his toes. Oh, and they're cheering. You know, today is Rootsy Day, as you saw the thumbnail. Oh, what a shot at the top of the bunks, forward of point, straight bat. Well, almost straight. Let's see. Oh, yeah, straight bat. Oh, what a shot by... you know that's a better shot than the 2 shots that Neser played, though. That takes a higher level of technique and competence. He moves up to 8. 253 for 3. Tongue bowls to Smith outside the half stump. The big bat drop his wrist and allow it to go through. So what they're going to do is more than likely appoint Darren Fletcher as an interim coach, you know. Or really and truly, it's Ratcliffe need to go. Ratcliffe need to go. The Glazers need to go. So, Sheldon, I know that your response to Sherwin says it's going to be it down the leg side, on the bunks to the leg slip. On the bunks to the leg slip. The score remains at 253 for 3 after 60 overs. They trail by 131. I know Sheldon and Athena can defend themselves, so I don't have to say anything about this, Sherwin. I am sorry. Most fans from Barbados and Trinidad thinks that the only people who should be in charge of West Indies cricket should come from their island. I'm sure Athena will respond to that. I'm sure Sheldon Simmet will respond to that. So I'll leave it as it is there. Do you think West Indies will ever draw a crowd as quarters this in their lifespan, in their life again? If the right things are put in place, if we start doing the basics properly. Travis said, back of a length, hit this high in the air, down towards the stand, over the rope, into the stand. Was that a catch in the stand, of course? So he backed away and he got the length that he wants. Potts, was that Potts? And he pulled it high over deep mid-wicket into the stand for 6, getting the length that he wants. So 6 more to Travis said. Good shot. Yeah, so once we start doing the basics again, and I heard Purses now starts, and so Potts have brought up his 101 after 15.1 over for Potts. No wickets. Better yard play the half spinner. Yes, Bashir. Better yard played it. Potts bowls to head and head off the back foot, pulls this away down to deep backward square leg for 1. He moves up to 149. The score is now 260 for 3. As long as we start to do the fundamental basics again and do that properly. You know, I was listening. Someone from the US executive. It was not the president. I don't know if it was Ruby or it was the Joint Chief of Staff. And they quoted me. Yeah. Bowls to Simmet and he covers up and played it down the half side of the pitch. The person said, that they practice and they didn't practice to get it right. They practice until they could not get it wrong. And I said to myself when I heard this, even the White House, they are listening to me. Even the White House. You know, over the wicket balls to Steve Smith, he covers up and played it to mid-off and there is no run. Even the White House, they listen to me. So it's all about that. It's all about that, Patrick Davy. We can pull in this crowd, but it will take 5 years from now to pull in this crowd, and it goes back to us doing the fundamental basic stuff right, doing the boring things. You have to be able to do the boring things to bring in this crowd. When nobody watching, there's no camera, and you are batting balls after balls after balls after balls and doing the drills. We play far and under, anybody said Sheldon Smith. Okay, yeah, I guess he's replying to Sherwin. Patrick Davies saying that Sammy and the president need to go. Well, I support that. They need to go. Yeah, it was a big shot from Travis Edgemore Small. They need to go, definitely. So Sherwin asks a question. Let's see now. Potts comes in, bowls to Smith, and Smith solid in defense, played it back to the ball on the offside of the pitch, and there is no run. The score remains 260 for 3. It was a good shot, Jamor Small. What if? But Sherwin, you always know that I do not answer what if. I can't answer what if. What if? I can't answer what if. You're asking what if our batsmen start hitting short ball like Ed. But as I said, they need to the fundamental basics. You know, one of the things that yesterday I remembered it, you know. When I heard somebody say that Bethel is a compulsive hooker. And I remember that I was a compulsive hooker. I was a compulsive hooker, you know. As you're going at the mud, me gone with you. Me all hook you off of the front foot off of me, eyelash and all of them something there. I was a compulsive hooker. And then I switched high school, and the coach at the other high school started saying, boy, I need to stop hooking and I need to stop hooking. And he never tell me what if I'm not hooking, because I developed that instinct to hook. If I'm not hooking, he never tell me how do I get out of the line of the ball or so on. He never say, you need to duck, you need to sway. How do I need to slid my foot and all of them things there? Is years after I learned that. Ed moves up to 150, 153 as he bottom edge that down to the boundary for 4. The score is 264. His wife, his family, they are very happy. They are the most important thing, as I said. You know. So I can't respond to what if, Sheldon. There's no what if more than they need to practice the fundamental basics. Not sure any present West Indies batsman or bowler can get me to Queen's Park Oval for a 5-day test. And that's 265 for 3. Well, Sheldon, you speak for yourself and no one can speak for you. But our bowling attack is world class. When everybody is fit, when the two Joseph are fit and to complement Seals, that's a world class bowling attack. And whether you want to play Roach or Warwican, you know, or Lane, or Shields, those 3 guys are world class. Good at your home safely, Mr. Casanova, as Simit turned that to mid wicket and there is no run. It's always a good thing, man. Give God thanks for being home safely. You got no fans. Ed are Puran. Ed, man. Ed is ahead of Puran. Ed is ahead of Puran. Not after seeing the GGs, Vivs, Marshall, Lara, Ambrose, and others. Okay. Well, as I said, Sheldon, no one should tongue bowls to Steve Smith and he covers up and plays to me down. Yeah, those are your views, and no one should try to undermine your views. We just need to respect it. But I think that those three boys are world class. Those three gentlemen are world class. Yeah, congratulations to Travis Ed. Thank you, Jamor Small. Yes, well done, Travis Ed. Thank you. Thank you for reminding us, Travis Small. He made 150. Should be congratulated. 154 out of 265. Let's watch Steve Smith's seconds as we are over number 62. There are two slips, a gully, leg slit, tongue balls to Smith to play this away forward of point, and there is no run. The score remains at 265 for 3. Ed needs to grind out at 200 against England. He's not grinding, man. He's not grinding. One of the times it looks like he was almost bored. Almost bored and tired of batting. That happened to me already, I was batting so long that I became bored, and I think my captain was at the other end, and I said, boss, I'm tired now, this boring, Man, so what you talk about, man? Don't get out. York attempted York as Steve Smith squeeze it out into the covers, and they go through for a single. 266 for 3. Once the Josephs are played with Seals, more people will go and watch a test match. That is true, you're talking, Mr. Casanova. Well, the English bowling attack looks very ordinary. You remember that I was saying some time ago that Ben Stokes is the best bowler in this team and he should open the bowling. I think I was saying that on Saturday night. Yes. The champion believes that Ed will get 200. Smiths need 152. So you're saying that Australia will be batting deep into the 4th day and then try bowl out England between tea and the close of play on the 5th day to win the match? Very interesting. You think the West Indies and USA should unify and create the North American team? No, it will never happen. Can't happen. Won't happen. The Simit plays this to mid-wicket. USA cricket cannot even unite among themselves. And the present challenges in the islands, with every now and then you hear islands want to break away, and if it wasn't for the financial, I think if it wasn't for the financial aspect of it, some of them would have break away already. But I think it's the money keeping them. But it will never happen. It can't happen. It won't happen. I mean, even right now, USA cricket has been suspended by the ICC. Smith drives and misses, and it goes through to Smith. Oh, so Pat's pitched up. Steve Smith drives, misses, and it goes through to Jamie Smith. And Pats is asking, why can't I get a wicket although I went for 100 runs? Over the wicket comes Pat, bowls to Smith, turn it away through forward of square. Oh! And they go through for a quick single. The return came in from Duckett. It misses the stump though, but I think Ed was home. I think he was home. Yes, 267. I think he was home. Ed traveling. Watch the return comes in at bongs. He would have been out, He would have been out. Because for the ball to hit the stump, it would have traveled a shorter distance and you'd have definitely been out. Sherwin asking what happened to Thorn. Remember, you know, Sherwin, I have answered you many times about Isaiah Thorn already, many times. And you used to rate Isaiah Thorn, and I used to ask you what you see in Thorn. You know? The last time I saw Isaiah Thorn, and I hope that he's much improved now. The last time I saw him, he was fatter than his mother. But I hope that he trimmed down the weight. As Travis Ed looks to flash this through the offside bottom edge and goes towards a leg gully, the keeper Carey runs from behind the stump and field. The batsman goes through for a single. Ed moves up to 155. It's 266 for 8 after 62 point. 266 for 3. Sorry, 266 for 3 after 62.4 overs. As he bottom edge that one and it bunks. It didn't go over the stump, but it bunks away down to a leg gully. And the keeper had was to go to leg gully to field. But it was very close to the stump, but it didn't go over the stump. Potts. Over the wicket, bowls to Steve Smith, who leaves one alone outside the half stump. It goes through to the keeper, and there is no run. It's not every coach know that they are not coach, they are motivators. As Amrin said, I'm not here to coach a team, I'm here to manage the team. Sheldon Simit is saying, West Indies batters are getting out to bad balls. They don't deserve my support. Cool. I don't have any problem with that line of reasoning, you know, Sheldon, because you cannot support players who's not putting in the work. But you see, and that's why I love the unique position that I am in, because I'm not a supporter of any player in the West Indies team. I'm a supporter of West Indies cricket. You know, so when a player performs well, I praise that player. When a player do foolishness, I let them know that they do foolishness. Because I'm not a fan, not a supporter of any of them. I'm a supporter of their performance. I'm a supporter of the West Indies cricket. Remember the test match at Sabina Park with the Josephs? First time I saw a test match in the Caribbean in a long time with so many fans. Yes, yeah. You know, the test match at Sabina Park was well supported. The two T20, they were well supported, you know. Yeah, the test matches that were played at Sabina Park, the cricket that was played at Sabina Park, they were well supported. Round the wicket balls to Travis Ed, who's off the back foot, and he played it back to Tong, who half stopped it, and it rolls to Ed, who flicked it up with his bat and then handed to Tong, who walks back to the top of his mark. So Tong, none for 52 from 17.1. Australia 220. Australia 268 for 3. 268 for 3 Australia. Tong bowls to head, Ed solid in defense as we pushed up now towards lunch on the third day of the fifth and final Ashes test. With Travis Ed on 155, Steve Smith is on 10. Athena said Keith Arthurton would run him out. Yeah. John T. Rhodes too. Round the wicket, Tong bowls to Travis Ed, who just tapped this into the covers, and Steve Smith goes through for a quick singer. The fielder picked up and whipped around his body and looked at the non-striker then end and saw that Ed was comfortable over. So it goes up now to 269. 269 for 3. 3 deliveries to come. It's going to be touch and go. I think that they will get in another over if they want to. If England want to get in another over, they can. But maybe they just don't want. Is Joe Root holding his back there and grimacing? Tong balls to Steve Smith, who turn it away down to the fielder, coming around from off the long leg boundary. which allows the batsman to come back for 2. Steve Smith will move up to 12 the score, 271 for 3 after 63.4 overs. Travis Head remains on 156. So England won the toss on the first morning and batted first, and they posted 384. Australia start batting midway yesterday and have since now pushed on to 271 for 3. They are just as Simit comes on the front foot and play that in the air past the bowler to the fielder at mid-off. It was in the air as it passed the bowler. So Australia resumed this morning on 166 for 2, right? And they have lost only 1 wicket and they have moved on to 271. So they have added 105 with the loss of only 1 wicket. So it's clearly Australia's session as Steve Smith plays that away to the man at leg slip. Did he drop the catch? Did he drop the catch? Crawley, he put there for that catch. The ball that comes back into Simit and Simit played it away. It was low to his left. But should he have taken it? It's another drop catch. That's the third. That's the third since morning. Wow. I witnessed the worst wicket keeping today from the Dominican female keeper versus St. Vincent. Did you see the game, Mr. Brown? No, Patrick Lambert. I never saw it. I was on the road today. I was on the road. I got back home. About 2 o'clock, but then I leave and go back out on the road. So Jacks will bowl the final over before lunch. It's 8:30 my time, which I know is correct, but the clock at Sydney is wrong. It's 1 minute behind. Bowls to Steve Simit. He turns more than chase. That ball turned. And Simit drives it down to long on off the inner portion of the bat and moves up to 14. Travis Head and 156 comes into strike. I think Will Jack should have been bowling a long time. I think Will Jack should have been bowling from about 10 overs ago. I honestly think so. Should have been bowling from about 10 overs ago. And Head hit it back hard to Jack, who got a hand to it but could not rein in the catch. The keeper, the umpire is down. Oh, the umpire had to take evasive action and he's down. Let's watch the replay. No, I don't think the ball hit him. I think Jack steered it away from him. But I'm going to watch the replay and see what happened. So he pitched up to Head. Head hit it hard in the air. Ow. Look at the umpire go. He's down for the count. There's a slip in place. Will Jacks over the wicket. The right arm off spinner bowls to Steve Simit, who just turned it away, threw back with a square leg for 1 more. The score goes up to 275 for 3. Simit ticked over to 15. So this is interesting as Will Jacks will now get another chance to bowl at Travis Head. So it's the second time that Jacks is dropping Head. We leave it third time lucky. Off the back foot, he steered it away off the outer portion of the bat. It running away down towards third, and it gets to the boundary now. 4 more runs, 279 for 3. Travis Head moves up to 161, and Jacks is really causing some alarm here. I agree with you, Mr. Brown. A friend of mine asked me, West Indies will play their next match, and I told him I don't know. It's Savannah Park against Sri Lanka. My brain is telling me, but I can always double check. Round the wicket, balls to headers, drive to long on for a singer. Well, not really long on, but the man right back on the edge of the circle. Alone, it's test cricket and there's no circle. But you got it. 280 for 3. 280 for 3. Edison 162. Steve Smith will face the final delivery before lunch. It was a pleasure being here. He drives it down to long on this time, surely to long on for a single. So that's lunch on the third morning of the fifth and final test from Sydney. The Rootsy Day. Today is a day when all the funds that they collected for sales of ticket goes towards the Rootsy. Is it Rootsy? Or the McGraw, some bet something another, their cancer project. So it's 281 for 3 at lunch. Australia trail by 103, setting it up nicely. As I had predicted, if they bat until tea, they would have been in front, or just about on par with the English score, and then they will have the afternoon session to really pile on the pressure, and England will have to come and bat very well in their second innings. Please remember to check out the Cricket Forum store. The link is in the video description. It's an Amazon storefront, so when you click on the link, it takes you to our storefront on Amazon. Amazon does all the logistics, so you're really shopping with Amazon when you shop from our storefront. They do all the logistics, support the Cricket Forum. And also check out COOFANDY. You can click the link in the video description, or you can also scan the QR code on your screen. And when you do, please enter the code COOFANDY50 and get 50% off your purchase. So please check it out. Thank you for tuning in. Have a wonderful evening. Take care of yourself now. Take care of your loved ones. If I'm able to be back, I will be back, but I'm not quite sure as yet. Take care. One love. God bless you.